Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, we all know how upset and angry, really angry, the farmers are. They are livid. And they have got some very clever plans in the offing of what they're going to do. Now, they are going to do, I believe it's a tractor drive in London on the 19th of November. So if you need to be in London on the 19th of November, just be aware of that. But over and beyond that, they have lots of other things that they're going to do. Some of them could threaten the food security of this country to a point where it would force the government to seriously do something. This is the one that will do it. So what they want, first of all, is they are considering, at this point they say they're only considering, basically a food strike. And they're just not going to supply supermarkets. This will cause empty shelves, and that will highlight the problem. They're saying this is what's going to happen if you lose the British farms. There'll be empty shelves in supermarkets because we feed the nation. Now, obviously, things like the food that they import won't be affected, but there's an awful lot of stuff that will be. Think potatoes, carrots, cabbage, all your fresh greens, things like that come from our farms and go in. Imagine, for example, that Walker's Crisps suddenly didn't have a potato to process. You see the problem you've got. No crisps on the shelves and things like that. And this would cause a great deal of problems for the government because nobody will be blaming the farmers. The farmers are merely highlighting what happens when the government finally succeeds in driving out every farm in Britain. They're saying that's what you're going to get. Russian-style empty shelves. Suddenly a big queue will appear and you'll join the back of it and go, what are we queuing for? And someone will say, I've heard there's going to be a tomato. That's what we're at. Now, this is avoidable, of course. Just reverse your policy of the taxation on farms through inheritance tax. That's all they're after, because that will destroy that. And obviously, let's stop all this net zero nonsense, buying up farms and turning them into solar cell factories, which will destroy the land permanently. That's not their only point of attack. They've got another point of attack, and this one will truly is when the shit hits the fan. Because what the farmers are doing, and well done, is they're not going to buy from the treatment plants a thing called sewage sludge. And this is all the moist matter that's left over after the water has been taken out from treatment plants. It's basically rubberized human poo, right? But it's in a form of a very light, sludgy, very like a heavy slurry, if you like, or a sludge. And they put that on the fields, and it's magnificently nutritious, apparently. Not for us, you understand. No. But for the microbes that go in and break the thing down, and for the plants, and it releases all this nitrates into the soil. It's very good. And so they're not going to use it. They say, no, we're not going to use it. You have to find an alternative way of disposing of 300 million tons of human shit. Where's the government going to put this? I mean, you can probably get a lot of it in the House of Commons, but that's already filled with it at the moment. But 300 million tons of human excrement has to be disposed of. You can't put that in landfill. You can't dump that in the sea. What are they going to do with it? The government haven't thought this through. But then, of course not. The government are very stupid. Rachel Reeves is very stupid. She failed to realise that actions have consequences. And the point of the farmers is that their actions have consequences that this government, A, didn't see coming. I think the government absolutely astonished, absolutely surprised beyond belief at the rejection of this policy by farmers. I don't think they understood how angry this would make farmers. But anyway, A, they don't understand. They haven't got a clue of what was coming. And B, they haven't got an answer to it. They don't know what they're doing. They have no idea of how to solve the problem of 300 million tons of human sewage. And so they're going to run around like headless chickens, pointing, blaming. Well, who are they going to blame? They can't blame us. They can't blame the farmers. the farmers are not doing something. It's not as though they're doing something. They're not doing something. They're saying, you've got a problem with human shit. You've got to find a solution. Now, we would have taken it away from you, but hey, you're giving us shit. We can't take any more of your shit. So you keep the rest of your shit and deal with it. They haven't got a clue. Now, there is a saying that has been very popularised lately, which is fuck around and find out. Now, I've got to say, this government have fucked around, and now they're finding out. And it is beautiful to behold. It is wonderful to behold. Because you can see the look in their eyes. They are absolutely incapable of doing anything. Ask any one of them, what are you going to do about 300 million tonnes of human shit? Half of them won't even know what you're talking about because, duh. And the half that do know what they're talking about won't have a solution. And then, when the shelves are empty and everyone knows it's the fault of the government, what are they going to do then? Fly in lettuces from Spain? Well, how much is that going to cost? And who's going to pay? Oh, us. No thanks. Now, the farmers say they're not going to do it for long, just a few days, just to let the stocks go down so people see a few empty shelves, and then it will return to normal. But they're doing it out of the principle of, you've had a couple of days of empty shelves. Imagine if it's permanently empty. And again, this government haven't got a clue what to do because they do not have, you see, the problem is they don't have experience. None of them are experienced. None of them have ever worked in a business. None of them know how to negotiate a deal or find a solution to a contract problem. None of them have ever created or made anything. And so they don't know how to deal with people who do. And that's the main problem of these permanent professional politicians who persistently persist in the promulgation of completely improper processes and policies. I like that. Alliteration's good. But until we can get rid of these tosspots and put in people who actually know what they're doing, it's going to fail, isn't it? Now, I'm going to give an example. Trump's going in. He's going to start a new government, right? But you can guarantee that his Minister of Defence, his Defence Secretary will be an ex-soldier. His Education Secretary will probably be an ex-teacher, and so forth. The Surgeon General will be a doctor, for example. And that's what they got. They got the heads of these various departments will all be experts in those things. Not in our government. They haven't got an expert in anything. Not one of them ever had a job. And that's why it's going to fail. So I'm going to say, well done to the farmers. Do everything. Do it because you've got to protect the farms of this country. And also, you've got to protect this country from that shower of shite in number 10. Thanks very much. Bye.